only times that the fight has ever been offered to either of us, I have said yes. So when people are saying ducking, when they align that word with me, I'm not talking about if they want to align it with him, they should. I don't care about that. But they want to align it with me, then they can't say that because I said yes. So if there's any other questions, bro, I'll happily answer them.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. is pushing back against claims that he's ducking Jaron Ennis, rejecting those accusations outright. He insists the fight isn't being held up by his side. His stance is also backed up by Robert Garcia, who also believes Vergil is not ducking anyone.
Virgil's not gonna duck nobody. Virgil's the biggest heart fighter. You know, when it comes to fighting, he wants to fight everybody. He's not gonna duck anybody.
Robert Garcia insists Ortiz's team is ready to move forward with a fight against Ennis. He maintains that, from Ortiz's side, there are no obstacles to making the matchup happen.
The only thing that could stop the fight is if Boots decides not to fight. But the fight on our side, I was the one that like I told you guys, Eric Gomez, Senior, Rick, I said, let's do it. There's no question, there's no doubt that we win this fight. So we're on our side, it's a done deal.
Meanwhile, Robert Garcia believes Ortiz has the power to stop Ennis if he manages to hurt him. He points to Ortiz's relentless pressure and finishing instincts as the biggest reasons he expects Ortiz to earn a stoppage victory.
I think if Virgil is able to, fight Boots and we were able to get those punches, I think it's over. I think Virgil is not going to hold back. Virgil has great, insane power at 154. So I think Virgil will finish him.
Turning to the stylistic matchup, Terrence Crawford believes Ennis will need to be far more disciplined against Ortiz than he has been in some of his previous fights. He warns that Ennis's willingness to trade shots and occasional defensive lapses could be heavily punished by a finisher like Ortiz. Although Ennis has been able to overcome those mistakes in the past, Crawford believes that approach will become increasingly risky against elite opposition.
If Boots get hurt like he did the last time, Ortiz gonna finish him.
Wow.
So he gotta tighten up his defense.
10 steps behind you, right?
He gotta tighten up his defense. He gotta stop exchanging. I know he's faster than most. He's more explosive than most, but at the same time, he's shown in the past that he can get careless and that he's going out there just to fight, and I don't think when you get higher and higher, that's going to be enough.
Eddie said this would be a massive fight, you versus him.
While the technical debate continues, Eddie Hearn expects Ennis's immediate focus to remain on collecting every major title at 154 pounds. He suggests other championship opportunities are likely to take priority before a showdown with Ortiz becomes realistic. Even so, Hearn believes Ortiz remains one of the division's elite names and insists it is a fight that eventually needs to happen.
The only thing that changes for us, the unique thing about Boots against Virgil Ortiz was there was no belt on the London, right? Now, God willing, Saturday night, we come out with the unified world championship. The next thing that Boots is going to want to do is become undisputed. Yeah. Right? So, Josh Kelly, Fondora, they're probably more of immediate targets. If Ortiz comes back, he's going to want a warm-up, right? Sure. And I don't think he's going to get back in the ring till, September, October. So we're talking about next year for Boots against Ortiz. But it's a fight that must get made because Ortiz is a great fighter.
Offering a different angle, Sergio Mora viewed Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz Jr. as a 50-50 fight, with both fighters capable of changing the outcome instantly. He gave Ennis a slight edge for his defense, reach, and bodywork, while noting Ortiz's aggression could create openings. Mora expected an explosive matchup with knockout potential.
Ortiz gets hit too. He gets rocked. He gets controversially knocked down as well. He would deny it, but the truth is there. We could see, we have eyes. Boots is the same way. This is the type of fight with Boots and Ortiz, when it happens, one of the biggest fights in boxing against two power punchers that are susceptibly defensively because they're so front foot. They go for the knockout. When you have knockout punchers, you're bound to get touched. The difference is Boots rolls with the shots. He takes a little bit of the steam off the shots. He knows how to use his long frame and still dig to the body. Virgil, on the other hand, he'll get up after getting dropped, shake his head, and put it in another gear, in a meaner gear. That can work against a mean fighter like Virgil and run into shots, especially if you're buzzed. So when it does happen, hold on. It's going to be explosive. Someone's going to get knocked out. And I always pick a side, right, Mannix? I always say, oh, well, this guy's going to be the favorite. That's a legitimate 50-50 fight.
This is where the breakdown gets into the technical meat of the matchup, and Andre Berto doesn't shy away from the uncomfortable part of Ennis's game. For all his talent, Boots has a tendency to trust his reflexes over his discipline, staying in the pocket when a more cautious fighter might create distance. Timothy Bradley pushes back on that read entirely, arguing Ennis's instincts and reflexes are sharp enough to make that risk worth taking.
But then again, if you... so you're looking at me too. Go ahead. But then again, if you see him step into a ring with with an Ortiz, we may see a completely different guy, especially if he gets touched.
Man, he gonna cook Ortiz.
Oh.
He gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
We're talking about Zayas as a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed,
or
really his skills. He's he checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
Yes.
But the thing is that he didn't feel the pop. You got to understand that about Boots.
Despite that uncertainty, Tim Bradley predicts Boots will completely outclass Ortiz, just like he did Zayas, a statement that instantly fuels debate. For Virgil Ortiz, this isn't just another potential fight. It's a direct challenge to prove Bradley wrong. Not everyone shares Bradley's confidence.
He's gonna cook Ortiz.
Oh,
he gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
We're talking about Zayas as a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed, really his skills. He checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. believes Ortiz would demand Ennis's complete attention from the opening bell. He argues that facing an opponent with Ortiz's experience, pedigree, and proven resume would force Ennis to stay fully engaged throughout the fight. While Jones stops short of predicting the winner, he is convinced Ennis would not be able to afford any lapses in concentration against Ortiz.
And watch he don't go to sleep. Watch he don't go to sleep against Virgil Ortiz. Because if he goes to sleep against Virgil Ortiz, Virgil gonna show enough come at him. I guarantee you put somebody like that in front of him, and I bet he don't go to sleep. And I put what they want to put on it. I guarantee he won't go to sleep. Now he might not win, but he won't be because he went to sleep. He won't go to sleep against Virgil Ortiz. Trust what I tell you, because that's a higher pedigree. That's a guy with a better background, with a better pass, with a better track record, with a guy that he knows if you go to sleep, he gonna beat you. So he not gonna go to sleep on him. I promise you he ain't. Some kids, see, this is what I like about boxing.
As the debate continues, Greg Hackett is skeptical that a fight between Ortiz and Ennis is as close as some believe. He argues that Ennis's victory over Xander Zayas reinforced just how dangerous he is, especially after responding well to adversity and taking over the fight. For Hackett, that performance likely made Ortiz's side more cautious about rushing into the matchup.
Virgil and his whole team is full of shit. They full of shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that fight was supposed to happen before the kid Xander got in there, right? Now, they see him go up in there with Xander and him so-called be hurt in the third round, and now everybody sees something. I guess y'all didn't see the part where the guy, got beat to submission in the 7th round. Here's the thing, though. Xander's a better fighter than Virgil. Virgil's easy.
On the other side, Sebastian Fondora had also entered the conversation, calling for a showdown with either Jaron Boots Ennis or Vergil Ortiz Jr. as the welterweight division continued heating up.
It's simple. I'll beat them both. I think those are great fights. Great fights. Again, being of the zone, all of us now. I think that's fights that have to happen now,
Similarly, Sean Zettel leans toward Ennis because he believes Ennis has more ways to solve problems inside the ring. Even so, he sees Ortiz as a serious threat, arguing that his aggressive style and ability to generate heavy offense give him every chance to make the fight competitive. In Zettel's view, that's what makes the matchup so compelling.
And I think Ortiz's hand speed is underrated, and he really puts it together too. But Boots is more versatile and creative. Ortiz keeps his hands up on the high guard. He's explosive. He's ferocious. It's a great fight. I think I give the edge to Ennis though, just because he's a little more talented and a little bit more dynamic. But again, if you're Ortiz, you have every right to feel like you can get him because you hit harder than Xander Zayas. You're more ferocious than Xander Zayas, and I think you got a little bit more speed than Xander Zayas too. So it's gonna be a great fight.
You go knockout or decision?
Knockout.
Yeah.
Sean Porter believes Ennis would still come out on top against both Fondora and Ortiz, regardless of the strategies they bring into the fight. Drawing on his own experience, he argues that certain fighters are far more difficult to deal with once the action begins than they appear from the outside. For Porter, that difference gives Ennis the edge over either opponent.
Crazy and saying all that. number one, they have the game plan, but I still think that talent is so superior. Like he said, you know, it's a, and I know this from my own experience. It's a different speed on the outside than when you actually get in the ring and do it. You know, I was one of those guys that everybody felt like they could game plan for me, but they didn't understand how quick I actually was. They didn't understand how explosive I actually was able to get my way with just about everybody I was in the ring with, because on the outside looking in, it's just a little bit different, you know? So I still think he beats Fondora. I still think he beats Vergil Ortiz.
The analyst and Zetto view the Ennis-Ortiz showdown as one of the division's most entertaining matchups. They expect both fighters to bring an aggressive approach, creating a high-action contest from start to finish. Although each has earned a reputation for toughness, they note that both have been tested in previous fights, adding another layer of intrigue to the matchup.
I think him and Ortiz will be an even more entertaining fight if they fight than last night. I think they're gonna go toe to toe, and it's really gonna be who can take the other one's punch. And
Ortiz
Fondora,
Ortiz been down. I don't think they called it a knockdown, did they?
No, twice against Bowenchuk.
Okay.
And he's had some scary moments against Kaviaskis too, Mean Machine. So they both got good chins, but have both also shown vulnerability too. So
while much of the spotlight remains fixed on Boots, Robert Garcia believes people have started overlooking what Vergil Ortiz has already accomplished. He argues that many have forgotten how dominant Vergil looked against Israel Madrimov. Ignoring those performances creates a false narrative heading into a potential super fight.
He's a friend and a good person, but I think the opposite. I totally think the opposite. I think Vergil, look, do people forget that it was just last year, early last year, that Vergil beat Madrimov and the way he did, and the skills that he showed, a Madrimov who almost beat Crawford, you know, and then Vergil goes out and does what he did with Madrimov. I think not only Timothy, but a lot of people might have forgot that already.
However, Stephen Bredman believed Jaron Boots Ennis had the ability to end a fight with Sebastian Fondora before the later rounds. He felt Fondora's size and limited head movement could leave openings for a precise puncher like Ennis. While recognizing Fondora's improvements with his jab and range control, Bredman believed those defensive gaps could become a major problem against Boots.
I think Boots, people are not going to like this, right? I think Boots could get Fondora out there early. Because I think that stylistically, Fondora is too big of a target. And you give a sharpshooter like that a big target, he's going to be able to hit him anywhere. He's not going to be able to miss him. Boots those real good looping shots. Fondora's using his jab more, and he's using the distance more, but he still can't move his head. Nobody 6'6" can move their head.
Taking his analysis further, Stephen Edwards recognized that Sebastian Fondora's size, jab, and toughness make him a difficult matchup for anyone. However, he pointed to Fondora's knockout loss to Brian Mendoza as proof that he can be hurt. Edwards believed Jaron Boots Ennis had the style to take advantage of those moments, with his accuracy, power, and finishing ability potentially leading to an early stoppage. He also praised Boots' aggressive mindset, believing that approach could be crucial against Fondora.
He's a difficult guy. He has a very unique skill set because he's 6'6" with a jab and he has heart. But we got to remember, Fondora was knocked out brutally by Brian Mendoza. Like, that really happened. Everybody wants to act like it didn't happen, but it happened. And I think Boots, I'm not sure. I think Boots stopped Fondora within like 3 rounds, like on some Hagler Hearns, just brutality. Yeah, I think he's just too big of a target. And I'm telling you, Mills, Boots is mean. He's a mean dude. He doesn't act like it, and because he don't talk everybody think that like he's not. He's a mean little sadistic type of dude that like want to beat on you and hurt you. And I think you got to be like that with Fondora because you can't play with him.
Meanwhile, Sean Zetto felt Sebastian Fondora had developed into a more complete fighter by maximizing his physical advantages. He highlighted Fondora's improved use of range, timing, and patience, explaining that smarter decision-making and better control of distance had made him a much more difficult opponent, despite his defensive limitations.
Better at using that height. He's gotten a lot better at doing it. It's making him harder to beat. But the downside of his frame is his waist is not flexible, and thus there's going to be really no head movement from Sebastian Fondora. His defense is his offense. And his defense, what makes him harder to hit is using the most of his distance and of his height and having a good sense of distance, when not to force the uppercut, which he doesn't do anymore really, when to, the right punch at the right distance, and the volume of punches is his defense. But I felt that he did show being more defensively sound, and he even took a step back once or twice or 3 times, which for him is a significant development. Okay, this is a guy who would just go downhill, downhill, downhill off his jab, and you could just wing shots, and he's going to be right there, and you're going to knock his head.
Offering a different perspective, Bomac highlighted Sebastian Fondora's improvements since his first career setback, praising the way he rebuilt himself with strong performances against quality opposition. He also gave credit to Jaron Boots Ennis for overcoming a major challenge, and believed the division was now set up for the big fights fans had been demanding.
You look at Fondora with the range and the height he got, even though he'd been beat before, since then he's just been cleaning them up. And so we all waiting to see, when those 2 or 3, like the 4 kings, when they tangle. So we, as boxing fans, we just sit back and wait.
Is it kind of nice to not be part of that, the politics? You could be a fan,
I love it.
You don't have to deal with the nonsense, right?
I love it, man. I love it. I love the part that, like you said, just sit back and watch them, see how it all play out.
Yeah.
And so, Boots, he got over that hurdle.
Chris Algeri agrees that Boots remains one of boxing's biggest talents, but he also sees room for improvement. He believes Boots still carries defensive flaws that future opponents can exploit. Those weaknesses become far more dangerous against elite contenders, capable of making every mistake count.
A lot of people ask me, like, well, how do you see, Ennis with those guys? I'm like, listen, if he gets hit the way he did in round 3 as he did with Xander, those guys are completely different punchers. So that could be a different kind of result. But you also got to think, a guy who's as good as he is and as dynamic as he is, will he fight the same way if he has more danger coming his way? Which we saw that at 147. 147, he might get hit. The guys couldn't hurt him. So now he's at 54. Guys are punching much differently. And then he's even talked about going up to 68 eventually. That's where he sees himself ultimately capping out. So, the defense has got to step up. Best fighters in the world don't get hit cleanly and more than once at a time. So if he's going to make those adjustments with those guys, I think that's something they're gonna attack during camp. Being able to do it on Fight Night Under the Lights is another thing, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to be exciting.
Which one of those 3 guys, like you said, Josh Kelly, Fondora, obviously the guys with the belts, Virgil almost maybe doesn't need the belt and is still kind of one of the more popular names up there.
Ultimately, Algeri believes the debate cannot be settled through opinions alone. He insists that styles, not opinions, decide fights inside the ropes. Every elite contender must earn their reputation against each other, instead of relying on hypothetical comparisons. And until Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz finally share the ring, boxing's biggest unanswered question will continue fueling debate across the sport.
They have their holes, which again makes the division very exciting. But I want to see them all fight each other, because it's one of those things where boxing math doesn't work. It's like, because he can beat this guy. It doesn't work like that. I want to see them all fight each other, and the real proving ground is in the ring.
Bernie the Boxer admits the challenger faces a terrifying obstacle, trying to break through the champion's massive reach and lethal uppercuts. While he leans slightly toward Jaron, he confesses that the unpredictable clashing styles make it almost impossible to crown a definitive winner.
I wouldn't rush to that.
In that fight too?
I'm a favor him, but like I'm saying, Fondora, man, that range. That range, he got to get past that range, and he has good timing, and he throws the uppercuts, and and he's standing up, so these are great fights. That's a great fight, that's a great fight. I don't know how he does in that fight. I think he does well. I can't say who will win. Like I said, I'm not Nostradamus. I was just thinking that I'm not. I know people love predictions because it's like fun. People just want to hear what other people got to say. But like I'm saying, I couldn't tell you who would win that fight.
Offering his assessment, Kenny Ellis expects Ortiz to apply more pressure than Xander Zayas, creating a faster-paced fight for Ennis. Even so, he believes that an aggressive style could ultimately work in Ennis's favor by providing more opportunities to land clean counters. Ellis expects Ennis's movement, timing, and boxing ability to gradually break Ortiz down before earning a stoppage victory.
He got a right to his opinion, but I don't think he'll sleep Boots. I don't think he'll sleep Boots. Good fight, though.
Do you think he puts a better fight than Zayas?
I think he'll start faster, but get caught earlier. He got more. He bring.
You think he can stop faster?
He bring more pressure than Alexander. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know if he's gonna get stopped faster, but I think he'll get stopped. Boots don't have to look for him. He's gonna be right there for Boots. He don't know no other way but forward. You know what I'm saying? Boots will box him until he catch him.
If this blockbuster showdown finally becomes reality, it won't just settle the debate over who's the better fighter, it could reshape the future of the division. With both men refusing to back down, the pressure continues to build for a fight. Boxing fans have been waiting to see, but what do you think? Is Boots right about Ortiz, or is this simply pre-fight mind games? Who wins if they finally step into the ring? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news.